Hey guys, it's girl Camouflage. So Call of Duty had just released like a blog, but it's for PC players only. So if you're a PC player like me, this video will definitely help you play the best game possible for the new Modern Warfare 3. So to get your ultimate PC Modern Warfare 3 experience with performance, they have this thing called the DLSS3. So it's supposedly gonna be like this AI powered graphic. It's gonna boost your performance and your quality. You're gonna have more frames per second. So I'm assuming what's gonna happen is when you are basically out in the field or whatever map you're on, you're gonna have a clearer picture than basically what you have like right now. They're gonna have it says it's gonna add frames generation for your GeForce RTX 40 series GPU to create an additional high quality frames and integrates with your NVIDIA Reflex low latency technology for optimal responses. So when you play with other GeForce GPUs, you can activate this DLSS super resolution to accelerate your frame rates and enhance your Modern Warfare 3 experience. There are a couple additional graphic presets for PC players to look for and check out. So you're basically going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to adjust your visuals. I know when I played the beta, the visuals for me weren't that great. So I'm hoping for when MW3 actually launches, this is going to basically make everything more clear, so you have a clearer shot. In my opinion, that's what I'm hoping that is for. So NVIDIA Reflex best PC responsive time. I know for me, I have a lot of lag, so I'm hoping that the NVIDIA Reflex is actually going to help you have that better response time. It's going to be able to pinpoint accuracy and timing when you obviously when you're in a gunfight. So the NVIDIA Reflex reduces system latency, making gameplay smooth and more responsive, delivering reaction time needed to complete the highest level. So I'm assuming that's what the NVIDIA Reflex is going to do. It's just basically going to lower the lag time between your gunfights. So PC preloading for campaign. So we're literally 2 days away from being able to download for campaign, and I think campaign is on November 2nd if I'm not mistaken. So players who pre-purchase Modern Warfare 3 digitally on PC can preload the game ready to launch. Preloading will also be available for campaign early access as well. So starting November 1st, 9 a.m. PT or 12 p.m. ET my time, you're going to be able to preload campaign in super early. Early access is going to go live November 2nd, 10 a.m. PT or 1 p.m. ET my time. You'll be able to start participating in campaign. So a direct sequel, Modern Warfare 3, picks up right after the events of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Play up to a full week before launch and experience Captain Price and Task Force 141 facing off against the ultimate threat, Vladimir Markovo. I probably totally botched his name for sure, but I know you know who it is. So I didn't play campaign for MW2, so I'm not really sure. For all those who did play campaign, I'm pretty sure you know the story for that for sure, if you actually follow the story. So preloading for the game official launch includes multiplayer and zombies. So beginning on November 8th at 9 a.m. PT, 12 p.m. ET my time, with the full title going live on November 10th, obviously at 9 p.m. PT. So you're basically, that's 12 a.m. ET for my time. For launch times in your vicinity, I'm going to have a map that is going to show you all the timestamps for when you can preload the game in. So there are some official PC system requirements for MW3. I will have a visual, but I'm going to go over what your minimum requirements are what they recommend, all of that. So a minimum requirement is obviously you need Windows 10, 64-bit, which is the latest update. For your CPU, you're going to need Intel Core i5 6600 or an AMD Ryzen 5 1400. You're going to need an 8 GB RAM. For your high-res asset cache, you're going to need up to 32 GB. Your video card, you're going to need NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 or a GTX 1650 or an AMD Radeon RX 470. You're going to need a 2 GB video memory, and for your storage, your SSD with 149 GB available space, 78 GB if COD Headquarter and Warzone are already installed. So if you already have the COD Headquarter and Warzone already pre-installed, you're only going to need 78 GB space, which is pretty good, which it gives more space for your SSD card. They recommend OS Windows 10 64-bit or Windows 11 64-bit. Pretty much whichever one you choose, you're going to use the latest update. For your CPU, they recommend that you use Intel Core i7 6700K or AMD Ryzen 5 1600X. For your RAM, they recommend that you use a 16 GB. For your high-res cache, it's pretty much the same, 32 GB. For your video card, they're saying to use the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1880 Ti or the RTX 3060 or the AMD, I always say this wrong, but I'm just going to say Radeon RX 6600 XT. For your video memory, it's going to be 8 GB. And your storage space is basically the same. Your SSD, 149 GB for available space. And if you have COD Headquarters and Warzone already installed, it's only 78 GB. If you play competitive for the Ultra 4K specs, it's pretty much basically the same OS, Windows 10 64 or Windows 11 64. Your CPU is going to be the same. Intel Core i7. Your AMD Ryzen is going to change though. They're saying to use the 2700X. Your RAM is going to still be 16 GB. Your res is going to go up to 64 GB. Your video card they're suggesting to use is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 or your RTX 4070 or your AMD Radeon RX is going to be 6800 XT. For your video memory, 10 GB. For your storage, it's going to be the same, 149 GB for your SSD card or 78 GB, you know, if you have COD Headquarters and Warzone already installed. So required for all specs, obviously you're going to need the internet, sound card, DirectX compatible, and your recommended drivers for NVIDIA or AMD is, for NVIDIA, it's 537.38. Your AMD is going to be 23.10.2. So these are what you're going to need basically to get the best performance in the game. This is what they're recommending. So right now, guys, if you haven't, now is the time to update like your driver, and get prepared for MW3. So I will post links for the GeForce experience or GeForce.com so that you can download and install the latest drivers if you haven't already, so that you're game ready and you can pretty much get your game kind of set up for campaign and for the new game. If you haven't already, you can still pre-purchase on PC today. So other than that, guys, we're only days away from campaign. So let's get ready. All right, guys, later.